You're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. I hope you had a great week. Today is a little bit soggy where we are, but still it's still springtime. The trees have all bloomed and the flowers are growing. It's just a beautiful time of the year if you don't mind all the pollen. So if you have allergies like I do, you might want to try to either take some antihistamine or stay inside if possible. But, on those beautiful days, it's so hard to remain inside when you want to be outside, getting that crucial vitamin D that we all need to keep us healthy and glowing. All right. So we're going to move away from that and we're going to move closer to today's show. So the title of today's show is Clean Up Your Act. And the topic is the importance of editing. Okay. So I know you've probably heard the same as me, that cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, I hate to tell you, but it's not scriptural. So you won't find this imprinted in any Bible, but that doesn't mean it isn't true. Now, I don't need to tell you the importance of a tidy presentation. Growing up in a large household, each of us kids, we had chores that included cleaning something, whether it was our rooms, ourselves, or whatever classified as untidy at the time. And the same goes for your manuscripts. Now, I understand for most writers, there's no need to voice the obvious, okay? Still, there remain a few misguided individuals, we won't call any names, who feel editing is unnecessary. Have you ever heard the like? Me neither. Okay, so, but if you fall underneath that heading, well, this show is for you. Okay, so I feel I must voice this announcement. No one is perfect. No one, unless you can walk on water like Jesus. He's the only perfect being I know of, okay? Therefore, this will make you feel a whole lot better. No manuscripts, letters, news articles, or anything printed for others to view falls under the no editing requirement category without first being proofed, okay? Everything needs it. You need to go over it with a fine tooth comb, my mom used to say all the time. All right. And that applies to editing, just like I said, but today we're talking about the manuscripts. OK, even the best selling authors worth their salt who has earned those titles, they needed an editor to perfect their work. There is no way around it, folks. Not if you want to be taken seriously. Now, I understand editing is pricey, even for writers with unlimited budgets. First of all, in the real world, unlimited only applies to the richest of the rich, okay? And I'm pretty sure most of them aren't writers or independent authors. But if they are rich and they are writers, okay, you guys are free to stop listening and just leave the room, okay? But for those who feel exactly what I'm saying, please stay and hear me out, okay? I promise you, I will only be on this soapbox just for maybe 10 more minutes. I promise you, okay? Editing is an essential part of every finished project, big or small. And not every word you write will make the cut. Now, I know there are a lot of people who are sensitive about that. That's why a lot of writers are independent authors, because they feel like every word they write is important and it needs to be spread out into the atmosphere for others to see it. Okay? But let me let you in on a little secret, okay? Even trees and flowers require pruning because it enhances their beauty. Plus, it helps them to grow and to flourish. Most importantly, it ensures they will be around for a while. So, the same applies to editing manuscripts, okay? Just in case you didn't know that, all right? So, if it makes you feel better, you can think of it as necessary surgery, but in this case, for words, okay? Now, I understand how painful this sounds, but any great surgeon knows removing the bad places aids in healing, okay? So I'm not saying that your manuscript is sick, and because it's sick, you need to cut out certain spots to make it well. But if you do cut out certain words and sentences and things of that nature, it will make it better. It will heal it. I promise you. Okay? Because editing is crucial. And in some cases, if it's not done right, or if it is done right, it creates pivotal moments for rising stars. And we all want to be a rising star. We want our stars to shine brighter than any other star in the atmosphere. Okay. And plus it works like a calling card. It's like an announcement to the world that professionalism is what you're all about. And if you're not about professionalism, you should be about professionalism because it is required. Okay. It's like reading and math and English in school. All those are required subjects. So you have to do it. Okay. So I don't know if you're like me. Okay. When it comes to professionalism, and I hate it when I see misspelled words and non-existent punctuation, just flowing freely through a document. It drives me crazy. I can't stand it. Okay, it's just part of my compulsive disorder. All right, so I'm just gonna blame it on that. All right, but if you're like me, I bet you're saying, yeah, me too. All right. So, and the reason for this long spiel about editing is because I know I'm not alone in this, okay? And if you were to search the importance of editing, the more extended dissertation will bore you to tears. However, it justifies my point. I'm not just speaking because I like the sound of my own voice. I'm telling you this because it's important. You need editing, okay? You have to have it. I mean, it's just, whether you're an independent publisher or a writer, author, whatever, it's required. Okay. I'm just going to tell you another secret. Even if you are an independent author and you want to submit your work to Amazon, KDP, or Smashwords, or any of those, if you submit it without editing, guess what? They're going to let you know this needs to be edited. It's unacceptable. We can't print this. We can't publish this. Whether you're paying for it or not, because those sites are free, okay? But still, it's a reflection on them if they just let anything flow through, okay? No one wants to be criticized, especially not, big name brands like Amazon and Smashwords, because just about every writer, just about every author in this game knows who they are. Okay. And so they don't want their companies or their titles or their names tarnished by incomplete and unprofessional work. Okay. So it says a lot about the person if you just want to write like you're in preschool with run-on sentences, with no punctuation and misspelled words and just with no direction. You just running willy-nilly, okay, on the paper. that is just not going to go over well. Okay. So I just want to make you aware of that. If you think there is a way around editing, there isn't. It's required. It's necessary. And I can't say that enough. All right. And I just want you to be your best, to do your best. And even if you can't afford to hire someone to edit your work for you, there are so many self-serving tools that you can use to help you get you to a level where you need to be. Okay. Grammarly is one of them. It's one of the best. And also WordPerfect is another one. And Pro Writing Aid is another one. There's so many software applications out there that you can use that will help you, and steer you in the right direction to make you actually into a better writer. Because once you learn the pros and cons of this game, I promise you will be at the most skilled level that you can be as a writer. Okay. So that is the point of today's show. Not to make you feel bad, not to make you feel less, but to bring you up to par, to make you feel like, yes, I have a chance in this game. I actually have a dog in this fight and we just might win. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. But in closing, a class act, or the cleaned up version, is thoroughly vetted and edited to an acceptable level, if not perfectly. All right, folks. So now I'm going to climb down off that soapbox and let you know how you can stay in touch with Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore on every Saturday at 6. And of course, the first path to this is through Spreaker, and it is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also follow me, like me, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And Instagram is by invitation only. And if you want to check out my website, that is at https://www.authorvivianemore.com or authorehshepherd.com. All right. And you can also check out today's blog as well as all the other ones. That is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And if for some reason you don't have Spreaker or you haven't downloaded the app, don't despair, because there are other ways to listen to this show. Okay. Of course, the first one is Spreaker. And then there is Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, JioSaven. I think Apple Podcasts and iTunes are the same. Okay. And then there's audible.com, Verbal, which is spelled VURBL, and last but not least, Luminary. Okay. So those are all the ways you can listen to today's show. And tomorrow is Sunday, is the last Sunday of April. So I'm excited for May, because, they always say April showers brings May flowers. So I'm excited about that. A little warmer weather, a little more sunshine in the days. I know we need the rain because it helps the flowers to grow. Okay. So we need that, and the flowers need that too. And but also we also need the word. Okay. And so if you're still not in the brick and mortar churches, buildings, then if you're listening over the phone, if you're listening over Facebook Live or Zoom, or however you're getting the message on Sunday, don't forget to invite your family members, your friends, your neighbors, and folks, kids too, because they need to hear the word. Make sure that you are telling them to tune in. Our church services start at 11 o'clock on on Sundays. When we were in the actual building, of course, we had Sunday school, which was at 10, but the church services started at 11. And so we are still starting at 11, even though we're doing it over the phone. So make sure you do that. And also make sure that you tell the people, around you that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.